There's a Haitian proverb that goes, "Lave main, suer à terre," which directly translates to washing your hands and then drying them on the floor. You're probably wondering, what the hell does that got to do with shoe trees? I'll tell you all about it after the intro. Run it. You should come rolling my Yo, what up? My name is Vladimir Riché from ChaseandRider.com, and this video is all about shoe trees. Shoe trees is one of the most important things that you can get for your shoes. As I was saying in the intro, washing your hands and drying them on the floor really don't make any sense. Well, it's the same thing if you buy shoes and you don't get shoe trees to put in them. I see guys, get out of work, take their shoes off and just put them in a box. Shoe trees play two roles when it comes to your shoes. The first one is the shoe tree helps the shoe retain its shape. So its leather is still gonna crease, but the shoe trees help minimize the creasing in the leather. So when your feet is not in the shoes, you put the shoe trees in there, it helps the shoe maintain its shape. The second thing, which is just as important, is when you put shoe trees in your shoes, the right kind of shoe trees at least, it absorbs all the moisture from your feet being in the shoes, sweating all day. So when you take the shoes off, the last thing you want is for all that sweat to be trapped in the shoe. That's why it's very important to put shoe trees in your shoes so that it can draw the moisture into the wood as opposed to leaving all that sweat trapped in the shoes. Now that we covered the importance of shoe trees, let's talk about the different kind of shoe trees. There are two main type of shoe trees. The first one is called a last stage shoe tree. Now last stage shoe trees are made by the shoemaker. And the reason why they're called last stage shoe trees is because they're made on the same exact last as the shoes. A last is a piece of wood that the leather gets stretched over that gives the shoe its shape. If you look at the shape of the shoes and you look at the shoe trees, you'll see that the shapes are identical. But the kind that we're going to talk about mostly in this video is a regular shoe tree. If you look at this shoe tree, you'll see that there are a couple things that are different from this shoe tree compared to the last stage shoe trees. These shoe trees have a split toe with a spring. This spring helps these shoe trees fit a number of different shoe shapes and also different widths. If the shoe is more narrow, the shoe tree will be squeezed like this. If it's wider, then this part will just stay the way that it is. That's really one of the major differences in last stage shoe trees and regular shoe trees. Regular shoe trees are made to fit a bunch of different shape of shoes, versus last stage shoe trees are only made to fit one shape of shoe. But not all regular shoe trees are created equal. So two types of shoe trees I don't recommend. The first one is plastic shoe trees. As I was saying before, the second reason why you want to have shoe trees is because they help draw the moisture out of the shoes. Well, plastic shoe trees are not going to help with that fact. The reason why shoe trees help draw the moisture is because they're made out of wood. So plastic shoe trees, you definitely don't want to work with those. And the second kind I don't recommend are these type of shoe trees. I got this from Men's Warehouse. I think that was like $20. When I was first getting into menswear, these were the kind of shoe trees that I had in all of my shoes. It also has a split toe. It doesn't really have a spring that I can see, although it is made to fit different kind of shapes. These shoe trees are pretty much one size fit all. That's why this part right here is so long, because it can accommodate a lot of different sizes. As you can see, if you push it in, it goes all the way in for a smaller shoe. Now this shoe tree, I do not recommend. Now you're probably wondering, like, isn't it better to just use a shoe tree as opposed to not using one at all? Yes, but in this case, these shoe trees can actually do more damage than good. And the reason why I don't recommend the shoe trees, number one, these shoe trees are very, very flimsy. And if you look how narrow the heel of the shoe trees are. This is the part that goes into the back of your shoes. With heels that narrow, this can actually deform the back of your shoes. This puts so much pressure on the back of your heel, and it doesn't really take the shape of the back of your shoes, and it's so skinny that it may actually be pulling the back of your shoes out, so that when you wear the shoes, you're gonna notice they don't fit the same anymore around your heel. And that could be the reason why, because of shoe trees like these. I really suggest that you spend a little bit more money and get yourself some better shoe trees. Like, for example, if you look at these two shoe trees, they look pretty much identical. This I bought from Amazon, I believe for about $35, $40. These were about $50. They're both good. They both have the double barrel, the split toe to accommodate different shape of shoes. But the reason why I would advise you spend a little bit more money and get this one over this one is because look what happened to me with one of these shoes. This part of the shoe trees screws on and off. And I had the bad fortune, maybe it was just me, that this part actually came off. And as you can see, the hole stripped, so this won't even screw in the hole anymore. So what I have to do whenever I use the shoe trees, they have no problem going in, but taking them out is a pain. I have to stick a pen or something sharp in the hole to take it out of the shoes, which is a pain in the ass. So for that reason only, I recommend this kind of shoe trees. This is them side by side. If you have this one, it's perfectly fine. Maybe it's not gonna happen to you, but for me, I prefer this one because of this wooden part. The handle is wood, and it's not a separate part. It's all part of the shoe tree, so it's all one piece. Okay, so there's no way for this to come off without the whole thing coming off. Versus this, that's an extra piece. It's just more things that you have to deal with, so I recommend these over these. But these are definitely better shoe trees than these. You see the difference in the heel? Like this looks more like somebody's heel versus this one. Like what is this? Nobody's heel looks like this, you know what I mean? This is like more like a rounded heel which resembles somebody's foot, right? So just to recap, shoe trees are very important, but they're not all created equal. These shoe trees I do not recommend because they'll do more damage than anything. These would be the ones that I do recommend depending on your budget. These cost about $30 on Amazon, and these shoe trees come in specific sizes. So like one shoe tree usually covers 2 sizes. For example, I wear size 8, so this shoe tree would cover size 8 and size 8.5. And if you wear size 9, then you have to move on to the next size. These cost more like around $50. Those are my go-to shoe trees, and if the shoemaker does offer elastic shoe trees, then I recommend that you get the elastic shoe trees. You're not gonna find better shoe trees than the one that was made by the shoemaker specifically for the shoes, because it's a perfect marriage between the shoes and the shoe tree, like in the case of these shoes here. So I hope that you learned a thing or two about shoe trees, and you never take your shoes off and not put shoe trees in them. Alright, let me do my outro. So that was my shoe trees tutorial. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, or everybody gonna think that you're a hater. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.